Hello everyone, my name is Zach, and welcome to On Cash Flow, where I help you become a master of your own cash flow. Now let's get started. Here's how much you can expect to pay for health insurance when you are financially independent if you are going to be using the healthcare.gov marketplace. And for this video, I am going to be the example. I'm going to be using pretty much my information to share with you exactly how much it costs for health insurance if you're using the healthcare marketplace when you're financially independent. So for this example, I'm going to have to enter in a few things about my situation. I live in Tennessee, so I'm going to have to be putting in my zip code for Tennessee. And then for the example, I make about $40,000 per year for my adjusted gross income. So my AGI is $40,000. And that consists of money that I get from my investments, dividends, any kind of capital gains that I make. That includes my side hustles, any kind of extra income I make from that. And then that also includes my Roth IRA conversions, because those are also taxable income. So let's say all of that combined equals to $40,000 per year. And then I am a two-person household with no children. Inputting this information into healthcare.gov, let's see exactly how much it costs me for health insurance. But really quick, before we move on to healthcare.gov, let me just say real quick, I did create another video similar to this a little while back on talking about why I think that the healthcare.gov marketplace is the best solution to figuring out the health insurance problem that most people had for a long time when they were considering early retirement. But I'll talk more about that later. Let's get on to the actual website here and put in all of this information so you can see exactly how much it costs. In order to estimate the costs, we just need to go to healthcare.gov/CTAC plans. And on there, we can enter in some information and get an estimate of how much it's going to cost us for those health insurance plans. So I'm going to go ahead and put my zip code in there, but I'm not going to let you see that just yet because then you'll know exactly where I live. But trust me, the zip code is in Tennessee. The next thing we have to input is your household information. So you got to put the age, your spouse's age and things like that. And so you'll enter that stuff in. And then next you're going to put in the projected income. So this is actually going to be the income that you expect to make in the year that you're getting this tax credit, because this tax credit, the healthcare.gov tax credit known as the premium tax credit, is actually paid to you in advance. It's paid through the whole year of when you get that tax credit rather than at the beginning of the next year like in most tax credits, not what your previous year's income was. So we're going to enter in that projected income, and like I said before, it's $40,000. After you do that, it's going to estimate how much your tax credit will be. For two people, two health insurance plans, that is how much it expects my health insurance credit to be per month. And you can see it's a very generous amount. After you go to the next page, you're going to see the example plans that are offered through the healthcare.gov marketplace. I'm going to show you exactly how much these plans are going to cost me out of pocket. But one thing that's also going to shock you for how much it costs is the cost to watch my videos. And the cost to watch my videos is free. So that means that you should probably just go ahead and like this video if you're enjoying it so far, because it's free to do that as well. Not only does it help me out tremendously, and not only do I really appreciate it, it's also going to help you out because that means that YouTube is going to go ahead and recommend more of my videos to you that you should probably be watching. Okay, but seriously, let's get back to the healthcare.gov plans here. I'm going to go ahead and actually filter this and put in the requirement that the plan is eligible for an HSA, because if I have my health insurance plan, I want it to be eligible for an HSA so that I can get access to that really good super retirement account that is known as an HSA. So after I filter that in, you can see that the cost per month out of pocket is still $0 per month because that tax credit is so high. And that tax credit is going to be based on what your modified adjusted gross income is going to be. And the way that you calculate modified adjusted gross income for healthcare.gov is going to be different than the way you calculate modified adjusted gross income for many other things, because there is no one set formal definition of what is modified adjusted gross income. There is a set definition of what is adjusted gross income. And for this example, when it comes to healthcare.gov, for the most part, I think for most of us, our adjusted gross income is going to be equal to our modified adjusted gross income for the sake of calculating this credit. So I'm going to be referring to it as adjusted gross income, or just AGI. So the credit that you're going to receive per month is going to adjust based on the projected income that you have for that year. And the beautiful thing about it is that when you're financially independent, when you're retired early, for the most part, you can control what your adjusted gross income is going to be. There are some things that you can do. You can contribute to retirement accounts. You can contribute to that HSA. You can just choose not to realize capital gains, etc., etc. So for the most part, you can control what your adjusted gross income is going to be. And that means that you can maximize the amount of tax credit that you're eligible for when it comes to paying for health insurance. Let's see what happens when I go ahead and increase my income. But before we move on to that, really quick, I want to know from you in the comments below, How are you answering the question of health insurance? How are you tackling this dilemma when it comes to you becoming financially independent or you retiring early? Please, I'm really curious to know. Let me know in the comments. But getting back to the next estimate, let's go ahead and see what would happen if I increase my income by $10,000. Maybe I made an extra Roth IRA conversion of $10,000. Maybe I got some more capital gains I realized. Whatever it may be, let's say now my projected income is $50,000. So what happens to my tax credit? You'll see on there that my tax credit does go down a little bit. It doesn't drop off a cliff or anything, but it does go down a little bit. Now the plan price for that HSA eligible plan is going to remain the same. So the difference between what the plan costs per month and what the tax credit is per month is the amount that I'm going to be expected to pay out of pocket every single month. And in this example with $50,000 of income, how much I am expected to pay out of pocket per month is $105. And I will take that any day. You know, a little over $1,200 per year for an HSA eligible plan, making $50,000 per year. I think that is very, very reasonable. And another thing that I think is very, very reasonable is if you went ahead and checked out that video that I mentioned earlier, where I made a video a little bit while back on why I think that healthcare.gov is one of the biggest game changers and one of the best things to happen to us in a financial independence community. So please go ahead and watch that video. I'm going to put it in a link in the description below. I'm going to put it in a pinned comment below, and it's going to pop up on the screen right after I get off the screen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Zach from OnCashflow.com, and I hope to see you next time.